Yeah, man, today I'll be reacting to another Seth's Intech video, and this one is a new one. It's called Might and Magic 7 Re-Review, Archaic Fossil Edition, and looking at his video history, he has done a lot of videos on Might and Magic, which I have never seen, so I might check them out later, in the future. So, yeah, I think I played one of them way back in the DOS days. I don't remember which one. It could be DOS, it could be Windows. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But I've also played. I don't know if it's related in some way. The Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. I played that. It was one of my first non-Valve games on Steam. Back when Steam just launched. So yeah, it's quite old, but yeah, I don't remember much. I don't think I've beaten it, much like a lot of my games, but yeah, let's just see what Might and Magic 7 is all about. And I don't know why it's like a re-review, because I don't think he's done this video before, so it's not like it's a repeat, right?
Hey people, Seth here. Pilgrimage. For some, this means visiting the Vatican or Mecca. For me, it's replaying my favorite game and subjecting my audience to a series of moldy pixels.
Oh, that's why, because he's replaying. Okay, okay, I get it.
Might and Magic 7, for Blood and Honor. What it lacks in length and fidelity, it makes up for by the fact that it's better than any psychological skitters box released today. There's a lot of party compositions, and technically, you could finish the game with anything, but it would be extremely painful. Coincidentally,
like, it doesn't look terrible.
Positions, and technically, you could finish the game with anything, but it would be...
Like, I'm not sure if it's like a graphical updated mod or something like that, where it updates the graphics, but it doesn't look bad. Like, honestly, like, it doesn't look bad. Because I remember, what was I think I played Kingsfield 2. That was on the PlayStation. It's like one of the early FromSoft games that wasn't a Souls or a Elden Ring, and that looked bad. It was fun. Don't get me wrong, the game was fun, but the game did not look good.
Be extremely painful. Coincidentally, the default is probably also the most complete experience. Behold my party. We pick Goblin Knight for the smoker's voice.
Okay. You have to choose me.
A sorcerer and a cleric, so we can actually have fun. And my thief is simply a product of socioeconomic condition. Emerald Island is the tutorial zone, which you can never return to, which is a shame because it has one of my favorite tracks.
It does not give off tutorial, though. It sounds nice, but yeah, it doesn't give off tutorial.
I use the GOG copy of Might and Magic 7. By pure muscle memory, I start torrenting before remembering that I own it legally and in real life. We use Greyface's patch for Might and Magic 7 to stretch for widescreen resolution, rearrange the UI.
So it is somewhat modded to be able to run on modern systems.
And give us mouse look. Convenience for me is a necessity for you. You're not going to survive the arrow keys. Lord Markham's treasure hunt.
I grew up on arrow keys. Like, I played Duke Nukem 3D with arrow keys, and I think I mentioned before, but like, I switched to the WASD and mouse with Quake 3 Arena, and that was just by happenstance, because I think at the start of it, when I was playing that game, I was still using the arrow keys, but then I don't know, like I think it's like I saw my friend play it with the mouse, and it looked a lot more intense than what I was doing, so I tried it, never looked back. So yeah, well, you know, I played with arrow keys before. I played arrow keys even with racing games back in the day. It was like, I think it was like Test Drive 5, but yeah, I mean, I've lived through it.
The basis of our adventure. He wants to pawn off the shitty town of Harmondale in the middle of contested territory between Arathia and Tularia, which both sides believe rightfully belongs to them. We'll need several items. A red potion,
A perfect mix.
Okay.
A seashell, which you can find stashed to the north.
Okay.
It's tradition for me to do none of the fighting, as I lure dragonflies to kill half a town. This time, I keep Mr. Malwick alive. His associates will have a favor to collect on in the future. It's a
Yeah, it's not like FMV style of action, because I mean obviously that's using like real life actors and stuff like that, but it's like a step under it, if that makes any sense.
a lot more fun this way. As for rigging the contest, we don't really need the wand, but it's useful later on. A hat, which you can trade for a red potion from Brent, a mentally challenged adventurer who can't make his own. A floor tile,
So like wait a minute.
for rigging the contest, we don't really need
The face looks
the
familiar.
wand,
I
but
don't
it's
know.
useful
Maybe it's
later
just
on.
me.
A hat, which you can trade
A
for a
hat.
red potion from Brent, a mentally challenged adventurer who can't make his own. A floor tile, which you get from the Temple of the Moon, along with getting ambushed by another adventurer for your hat, who is also mentally challenged, because there's one in the drawer right behind him. A longbow, which you find on the floor of the Dragon's
There's
Cave, along
identification
with
in
the
this
missing
too?
contestants, and possibly a dead party member if you're not fast enough.
Let's get out of here.
And a musical instrument. Wait, what? 500 gold? We'd love to
500.
pay you. But I have a different idea. Originally, I was going to lure her out of town with Alex Jones screaming.
Well, they're stealing in this game too. Wow. Like yeah, I'm surprised of how many stuff that's. Like, when did this come out? Oh, let's see. We're 222. Maybe they'll say in the GOG version. Where is it?
Remembering that I
When did it come out? Like, I guess it doesn't really say. So. Oh well.
by force. But it turns out you can pickpocket by pressing control.
Oh.
I killed her anyway. Locating
In the
missing
water.
contestants and completing the treasure hunt gets us a lot of experience. But we need just a little more.
I did it.
We've been on this island for so long, my party is starting to go insane.
We may have a problem
The time lapse is pretty. Like, I'm in awe of this game.
with this one.
A worthy opponent. Whoa.
For a normal player, this is when you leave, or you can sequence break your entire experience. Buff yourself with the Day of the Gods and Fire Resistance Shrine, and go back into the cave. Then, we spend the next 20 minutes kiting a red dragon, as we chip away at its health bar. Fun fact, endgame monsters such as dragons and titans have a chance of multi-looting. You click the body, you get items, and it doesn't disappear. And if it does,
Oh.
you just reload. After
Oh, so what was it like? Showed up for like a brief split second
the
there.
body, endgame monsters such as dragons and titans have a chance of multi-looting.
Oh, it's just like the save is like saves just in case if it doesn't work, they reload it. Okay.
You click
Oh,
the
okay.
body, you get items, and it doesn't disappear. And if it does, you just reload. After save scumming for several minutes, I have
That's
enough
why.
artifacts and equipment to completely spoil my enjoyment of the game. So we throw them into the ocean.
No.
Taikisha becomes a victim of racial profiling and is banned from every store. We train to level
Right.
5 and set off to Harmondale.
Welcome aboard!
But first, I have obligations to a client that pays invoices 3 months late. Because I'm not a bug chaser, I'm a bag chaser, and I'm addicted to the jingle of coin. Warning,
Hey.
under 18s may currently be watching this video. To verify that you're above 18, please open your mouth in front of your webcam. Good. Now move closer and smile for the camera. Goyim. Thanks to new online regulations, scenes like these are happening all over the world. You could be next.
Oh,
that is, unless
yeah.
you make the most important decision of your life. Prove to yourself that you have the strength and courage to be free. Download
to hell dive?
ExpressVPN.
Ah.
What's a
Sponsored.
VPN? Well, let's check Wikipedia.
I've heard about this. I mean, I don't live in a place where that's being enacted. I think it's in the UK and Australia. That's mainly the two places that are doing it, but I think Discord as well. Which, funny enough, I read that there was a privacy breach, like a privacy leak or something like that. I don't know like how bad it was, but I think it got some, like I read it was like the last 4 digits of her card, maybe photos. I don't know, but yeah, it's so wild that I'm probably gonna go on a tangent here, but like they have this all set up, but like the chances of it being leaked out it's not zero. Like it's a chance that it's gonna happen, but it's wild. And for like the silliest stuff, like I think like the internet historian video that I reacted to, it was like you need like a photo ID just to check your email or something like that, or peruse the web. It's so silly.
Okay.
I mean, granted, I think like South Korea, you need like a ID to sign up for, I think it was like MMOs or like free games online. So I mean, I guess that's trying to curb hacking or something. I don't know the stats of how effective that is, but
Let me just enter my driver's license,
not
social
that movie.
security
Not
number,
that movie.
and Costco membership. Just need to submit these and submit my entire identity on a
right. Also, like I don't have a Costco membership. Is that bad?
silver platter to every single website I log into, because nothing says protecting the kids like
Wait, I saw
to
that.
every single website I log into, because nothing
Okay.
says protecting the kids like forcing them to build their own perfect database to train AI deepfakes. What could possibly go wrong? So how about we just don't do that? There we go. ExpressVPN works by
Oh.
routing all of your online traffic through a secure encrypted tunnel. Any identifying information,
I have
most
used
importantly, your
ExpressVPN before.
location, will now come from the endpoint of this tunnel. So if
I
your
mean, it
connection
works,
doesn't
so-
allow you to see the content you want, you can use ExpressVPN to move that connection to one of 105 countries where you can. Find out how you can get
Ooh.
4 months free by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the
Destroy-
link in
I
the
just-
description box below, or by going to expressvpn.com.
I still have not played Helldivers 2. At this point, I don't know if I should, because I missed out on so much of the live content. Because isn't the world like always changing because of a live service stuff?
.com/.
I just haven't
Despite
gotten
being
into
the
it.
newly made Lords of Harmondale, our own people treat us like dirt.
Need a new weapon? Thanks for nothing, moneybags.
The nerve.
It's worth visiting every house in town. Everyone has something to say, a quest to give, or skills to train. Additionally, you can hire NPCs. These can enhance your abilities or compensate for a lack of them. Officer, he's reaching! That was a close one. Generally, if they have a name, they can be interacted with. Unless they're called Peasant. This is a default name, like a fantasy version of Muhammad. Say it in public, and
Craigs.
20 people turn around. First order of business, we need to talk to our geriatric butler.
It doesn't look too bad in here.
It seems our castle is overrun with goblins, and it's time to evict them. And now, we draw straws for who gets to pick through the garbage.
I think I'm getting sick.
Oh,
The castle
Everyone's
is still a
diseased.
dump. We're too incompetent to fix it, so we have to ask the dwarves for help. Along the way, we find out Darren's brother Elrond has disappeared. They were planning to trade Magic the Gathering cards, but as his brother plays a blue control deck,
Cryptic
he's a
man.
social pariah and has taken up residence with a troglodytes in a cave to the south. We find no trace of him, only a deck of cards and his dead body. I guess we'll never truly know. Near
yeah. The one I played definitely did not look like that. It was more in your tradition. It was more like it had the faces and stuff, but it wasn't a free roam 3D. It was like more, you have this screen and you can press forward, turn left, turn right, go back, stuff like that. It wasn't true free roam like this.
by, we can find the Arbiter, who acts as diplomatic mediator between the factions. More importantly, he can replace quest items without asking what I did to the last
Wow.
one. Before we proceed, we need promotions. Any skill in white can be trained. Any skill in yellow needs a promotion to attain, and those in red are restricted by your class. We could pursue anything, but personally, I hate walking. I want to fly and defecate openly on people's heads. To this end,
What?
we have to go to the worst area in the game, Bracada Desert. Nothing is reachable except by teleporter. Everything is a platforming nightmare, and there's a wishing well in town that only grants a single wish: death.
I am so dead.
What?
For the sorcerer promotion, we need to build a golem.
That? How? Imagine like you then didn't even know about it and you just try and make a wish and then just it kills off a party member. Like what?
I am so dead.
For the sorcerer promotion, we need to build a golem. Unfortunately, the eBay seller has misdelivered all the parts and offers no refund. We have to track them all down from a bill of sale. Naturally, none of this is explained to you. Also, the chest contains a faulty head, which will cause the golem to go berserk. So let's go get the real one. Next stop is Barrow Downs. Another area that sucks. Ghosts cause artificial aging. Gogs explode on death. And
the tail, like I saw like brief moment, it did not look like a tail. He looked well endowed.
another area that sucks. Ghosts cause artificial aging. Gogs explode on death. And I failed to disarm the next chest.
Oh no.
Good thing I have insurance. Next is Tatalia. I meant to have water walking to reach this island, but that's skill points I don't want to spend.
Wow.
Though you have been defeated, death is not your fate today.
I'm
Wow.
starting to think. Disarm trap expert might not be enough. Okay, I got humbled. Water walking is a necessity for the Avlee shipment. I got murked by
Oh, is
water
it?
elemental several times and had to reload. But it's all worth it, because the last 2 shipments are in Deja.
Whoa.
We
Green
trail
woman
around town
spot.
to avoid a restraining order, slaughter some harpies, and get our remaining parts. We assemble our golem and turn our sorcerer into a wizard. Now we're traversing.
So was this before like the stuff like the Heroic Cube in Diablo 2? Because I'm seeing like when they assembled the golem, it vaguely reminded me of the Heroic Cube in Diablo 2, albeit I would assume the Diablo 2 one is a much more simplified version than this.
in style. You don't have to do it in this order, but it makes our other promotions easier. For
Oh.
Knight to Cavalier, we have to clear out a haunted house in Barrow Downs, during which Rogan develops a fluoride stare. Unfortunately, the only person who can cure paralysis is currently paralyzed. So I have to reload. For Thief and for Rogue, to even be able to talk to our quest giver, we need to fight past British teenagers. Inside the
Okay.
rankest septic tank sewer gutter. And then, we need to pay Lord Markham a visit.
I mean, you say sewer gutter, I see
Inside
something else.
the rankest septic tank sewer gutter. And then, we need to pay Lord Markham a visit and dash out with his antique vase. This is widely considered to be one of the hardest first promotions, which can also be completed in under 12 seconds. And finally, for Cleric to Priest, we need
they
to
don't
find
chase
the
you out?
navigational map to Evermorn Islands.
Sorry.
With everyone promoted, now's a good time to visit the Warlocks and learn Master Water Magic. Unfortunately, they're only accessible through a set of shitty tunnels under Stone City. Beholders put you to sleep and make you insane. And
Yeah, I think so far everything I've seen is like really good except for the earthy cave systems, right? Like those haven't aged well, but the models themselves, they look fine. Like they're passable nowadays, I think, given like what's out there. Like it seems fine.
Minotaur Lords have a chance
That's
to
wild.
cause instant death. We're not even going to try fighting them right now. Instead, we go invisible and sneak past them. Mind the
That works.
hitboxes. Even a light brush against a frenulum is game over for us. Town Portal is a major convenience for getting around, which is why the trainer has to be located in the most inconvenient location in the game. As our party is geared and skilled up, we can proceed with the story.
Oh, what a waste of time.
Unfortunately, Taikisha is arrested for an unpaid parking ticket and we go to prison.
It's wild how is the hit points that like is 6 low? It seems low, but I don't know if, I mean, like the bar itself seems low, so it must be low, but it could be more realistic than what you see nowadays with big number flash on screen to appease your visual stimuli or stuff like that. It's like, oh, you've done 1 million damage to this character that has 300 million damage. Like, oh no. Like it's not as, like, sure, the numbers popping up might be, I guess, appealing to some, but to me it just seems like they're just bullet sponges. I think like end game Borderlands is like a big culprit for this, or I don't know. This maybe it's just me. Maybe I prefer a smaller health pool, right? But like maybe it's just me.
Unfortunately, Taikisha is arrested for an unpaid parking ticket, and we go to prison.
That's a lot of money,
A year
though.
later, we've served our sentence and can finally talk to the king. It seems his dwarves went off to romance the Medusas, who didn't take kindly to the advances of our short kings, turning them into stone. Everyone we need to rescue is on the top level, and we never actually have to interact with a single Medusa. However, sabotaging the elevator suspension is still free XP. We return our manlets to the king. He sends out his engineers and advises us to watch our
5,000
backs.
gold.
As the first lords of Harmondale that aren't completely incompetent, we're forced into politics. The castle may be fully repaired, but now it's occupied by vultures. Arathia and Avli are at war, and they've sent for
Right.
ambassadors to try and forge an alliance. Humans currently hold the border, which the elves claim was stolen during the Timber Wars. Neither of them recognize my legitimate claim to the land, as collector of several knickknacks on a remote island. Because of this, we're going to play both sides. Queen Catherine wants us
Can
to
you?
extract her spy before he's executed, while King Parson wants the floor plans to Fort Riverstride. Budget cuts and austerity
geez,
have hit the
no.
military, as you'll be hacking through elves armed with branches and women armored from head to toe, but nothing in between. As the war is
Hey.
ongoing, these quests are timed. In a month's time, they'll call for a siege,
Even in a game like that,
but nothing in between.
they still find a way, right?
As the war is ongoing, these quests are timed. In a month's time, they'll
Time.
call for a
Oh.
ceasefire. Both will go pray at the Wailing Wall in Bracada, and everything goes back to usual. You can choose to screw over each side by asking the king for a lookalike, and the queen for a fake set of blueprints. However, this grants less experience, and prior to the patch, none at all. Bizarrely, you can also choose to screw someone over, feel bad about it, confess to their leader, and get executed, which
What?
has no impact on your ability to make small talk with the king. And now we wait around, gawking at the caked-up elven peasants. Hate to see him go, love to watch.
Why is this? What is this? Oh, it sounds so in depth, and I want to try it, but I don't know if I want to deal with the hassle of trying to make a run. But
At the caked-up elven peasant.
yeah, there's also so many of them. Like, is it like I said, I've only really played one of them, which I don't even remember, like what the story was, and then the Dark Messiah one. But are they all tied together, or are they given like the Final Fantasy treatment, where like Final Fantasy VII is completely different from Final Fantasy VIII, which is completely different from Final Fantasy IX, and so on and so forth? So is it like that, or is it actually like a sequel after sequel? So, because if it is a sequel to sequel, then that's a long. Cause like, should I start from the first one, or is it fine to just jump in this one? I don't know.
Hate to see him go, love to watch him leave.
The
I
cakes.
don't want to go back to jail. So our next best option to advance the story is spend a few months training. When we get back, Judge Gray
So
has
I
a
didn't notice the amount of gold he has. He has a lot of
heart
gold.
attack. As Lords of Harmondale, we reserve a right to choose his successor. This is where the game branches off, so I recommend
Hey, it's
saving
me.
beforehand.
It's me.
A right to choose his
Kind of.
successor. This is where the
Kind of. For 200 gold to start and 2% of the gold we find, I can cast a wizard eye spell at expert level constantly.
game branches off, so I recommend saving beforehand. Judge Fairweather represents the Wizards of Bracada and successfully negotiates a peace treaty between Arathia and Avli. Judge Sleen represents the Necromancers
choose
of
you.
Deja and lets our sorcerer do all the talking.
I don't want to see him kissing goblins, or if you catch him in bed with a goblin,
No.
have babies with a goblin, he's going to marry a goblin.
Understandably, this leads to all-out war, but a lot of fresh bodies for our new allies. Welcome to the Path of Dark. The Pit is a fire hazard of
Ooh.
winding corridors. Homeowners Association would have a word about this.
Goblin grub good.
But hey, we have much more charming
Hey.
residents. Uncle Baz looking rough since he sprained that ankle. Good thing we've got the NHS. We need to see Archibald, which is more difficult than it sounds, because if I follow the guard's instructions, I'll accidentally enter a restricted area and get torn to pieces. For our initiation, we have to reach the end of a shithole. I can't decide what's worse, kiting 24 behemoths in a corridor, or getting jump scared by a trap that's 20 decibels louder than anything else in the game. Colloquially known as the Waffle House that never sleeps, you have to
Oh, don't you just love it? Like, I've seen a lot of cash grab mobile games where sound effects are just 10 times as loud as the music or any other sound effect. It's so annoying, but yeah, I mean, if that's like the only sound effect that's like 10 times louder in this game, then yeah, that's a proper jump scare.
To complete the breeding zone in a single try, as leaving will reset the area. It's worth the suffering.
Why is that? I mean, I forget the
The
names,
breeding
but
zone in a single try, as
why does this one remind me of the what's the Monsters Inc? The blue guy from Monsters Inc? I forgot the name, but I don't know. It just vaguely reminds me of that character.
leaving will reset the area. It's worth the suffering because we get access to dark magic, or so I
Ooh.
thought.
Members only.
Time for our second promotions. For Cavalier to Black Knight, we have to rob the Elven Treasury. For Priest into Priest of Dark, we have to deface the altar.
Wait, are you saying to become a Black Knight you have to?
Knight, we have to rob
no, I'm not
the
gonna go
Elven
there.
Treasury. For Priest into Priest of Dark, we have to deface the altar in the Temple of the Sun. Both completely trivial. For Rogue to Assassin, we have to assassinate Lady Carmine, a diplomat who defected to the wizard's court. There's a horde of angels between her, so we have to go invisible. On the way there, I get distracted.
Welcome.
Money. Oh, the sound.
As Taikisha goes for the throat, I realize she's a friendly NPC and accidentally talk to her instead. Oops.
Oh no.
It's time to leave, but as Celeste is in the sky, all we have to do is jump.
Wow. Well,
All that's left is the main reason
how did one of them survive that? Wow.
for going dark, transforming our wizard into a lich. The ritual requires a soul jar as our phylactery.
Oh, no.
And we're all out.
No. Not no. I know what this is. No. Just no.
But there's a stolen shipment stashed inside the walls of mist. We get no experience from fighting here, so it's best to go invisible. This gives us a narrow time window between puzzle solving and staring at the backsides of genies. Pain is
Hey.
temporary. Lichdom is forever. And if you become a girl lich, you get pretty pink princess eyes instead. The forbidden pickle jar must never be consumed or thrown away. Attempt to do so, and you'll quickly find out why. Just as we finish our promotions, we get a letter from an old friend. Niles Stanley, Mr. Malwick's employer, has come to collect on his favor. He wants us to steal a tapestry from Castle Gloaming. Doing this is a horrible idea, as it locks me out of story progression for at least a year of game time. But
Oh,
if I
jeez.
don't comply in a month's time, he's going to send starving adventurers and malnourished goblins to attack Harmondale. This
Oh,
isn't even
no.
a threat. It's an invitation to a good time. So we let the timer tick down and watch as my golem solos the entire raid. We
Jeez.
celebrate by giving our goblin so many BBLs. She becomes the living ship of Theseus, with no original parts. Is she still Nicki Minaj, or simply an automaton animated by cellulite? It's worth doing the
The face. The face is killing me.
promotions, if not for the experience alone, then to see what kind of bullshit you have to survive for the
What
other
is
classes,
going on?
which include basic cryptography, for which you have to bust out the pen and paper, the hardest promotion in the game, which forces you to visit the endgame land of the giants to steal a dragon egg, and of course, kidnapping a child for Bill Gates. What can I say? I walked, so Epstein could run. All that's
oh,
left
no.
is to finish the story. After deactivating the
What
teleporter
is-
shielding from Clanker's laboratory,
What?
retrieving a new shipment of soul jars, and rejoining the 2 altar pieces from a Temple of Light and Dark, Archibald's advisors stage a coup and overthrow him. Time for some quick lore. These are the adventurers from Might and Magic free Isles of Terra.
This is maybe it's 3. I
Time for some quick
remember.
lore. These are
This is like what I was talking about. Like, you have this screen here. It's not true free roam, but you can move forward, you can move left, you can move right, rotate left, right, and go backwards. And then you have the faces that show their health and stuff like that. Like, this is what I remember from Might and Magic, but like I can't tell you like what happens in the story because I was a kid, so I was just like, oh, I can play this? Oh, sure, I'll play this.
the adventurers from Might and Magic free Isles of Terra, whose starship was thrown off course and crash-landed
Starship?
on Enroth, at which point the group had a schism. Resurrectra, Sir Canahem, and
Apparently, At least like every character has cake.
Landed on Enroth,
Everyone
at
has
which
cake.
point the group had a schism. Resurrectra, Sir Canahem, and Craghack left for the court of Gavin Magnus, while Castor, Darkshade, and Sir Maximus joined the Necromancers in Deja. Both have very different plans, but the same objective. The Oscillation
guns in
Overthruster
there?
aboard the Lincoln, but we need a control cube to get in, which only they possess.
Wait, what?
Both have very different plans, but the same objective. The Oscillation Overthruster
This is the Oscillation Overthruster. It's just the diamond above a Sim's head.
aboard the Lincoln, but we need a control cube to get in, which only they possess. Every character listed is someone's precious OC, so for the upcoming assassination, we have to act like Robert the Wise and Tolberti. We're just there all along. Avoiding this boss
Okay.
fight is the single solitary reason for having a thief, as we may simply pinch the control cube from his pocket. But I want his blicky, which is more complicated, as he can eradicate two people at once with a single
Oh,
attack.
jeez.
However, Grandmaster Protection for Magic is completely busted and required for this encounter, like an ancestral memory from the drive-bys of my forefathers. Simply touching the Glock awakens primordial knowledge of how to use it. Visions
Wow.
of 7-Eleven stores and Indian gas station attendants swim across my psyche. The barrel cries out to me. It says, "Point me at a pregnant mother." Afterwards, Castor sends us to kill Xenofex and destroy.
So I mean, the more I'm going into it, like the more I'm feeling it's like more like Fallout. Because like this one feels more. I just now noticed he named it Nicki Minaj, but it reminds me of the Alien Blaster in Fallout 1. You like, granted, you still know, like, you still have to learn energy weapons to make that weapon effective, but like it has the same vibe for it, like, to me.
Awakens primordial knowledge of how to use it. Visions of 7-Eleven stores and Indian gas station attendants swim across my psyche. The barrel cries out to me. It says, "Point me at a pregnant mother." Afterwards, Castor sends us to kill Xenofex and destroy the local devil cluster.
Ugh.
Along the way, with the help of his
undulating.
brother, we rescue Roland Ironfist, but not before enjoying the view. As thanks for saving her husband, Queen Catherine pardons Archibald and exiles him to Clanker's laboratory. DoorDash arrives twice a week, and if he doesn't eat his greens, he doesn't get pudding. Finally, we have to board the Lincoln. Luckily, the environmental wetsuits come in child size for our dwarf. Unluckily, this area sucks, and a ship filled with one-shotting.
How did we get here? Like, I know there's like golems and all the stuff, but now we're dealing with like blasters and mechanized drones. Like, what? I'm sure the story explains it in some detail, but just seeing it this quickly is just from where we started. It seems
Terminators
I don't know.
is even worse.
No.
Castor restores the Heavenly Forge, which he uses to 3D print a billion guns and chimp out.
Jeez.
Originally, this was the canonical ending, which would explain the appearance of a Forge faction in the upcoming expansion to Heroes Free. People didn't like it because it's sci-fi. I didn't like it because it looked shit. The canon ending is we reactivate the gate system to reach Web Station 5 and access other worlds seeded by the ancients in the Spinward Rim, many of which are isolated and unknown to the devils. So that's Might and Magic 7, 26 years old, and still as good as the day it released. There's a myriad of guides and
Wait, 26 years old, then yeah, okay, 1999. Yeah, like you said, aside from the earthy textures, it seemed like the models and the UI seems fine. The models aged well, so okay.
sources, which is partially why I never explained very much. The other reason being that I got tired, and I didn't feel like doing it. Each time I feel anxious about a video, I look at this picture of a divorced mother of 3 and immediately feel better, because whatever I'm going through, she's got it 10 times worse. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned.
Your gold is safe with us.
A warm...
I feel like, yeah, after this, I feel like I should check out his other ones because what a ride in terms of the story and like the the video game settings. Like, what?
Thanks to the many members of a Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. To play you out, here is Paul Anthony Romero, the game's composer.
Oh. Huh. He's doing pretty well. There's so many Alexes in the Patreon. I just saw like a whole list of Alex on the left. Right. There's so many names too. I mean, like, well deserved. Like the videos he puts out are really good. And I can't imagine how long it takes to actually go through the gameplay of it, right? Ooh, cross-handed? So, like, we have a ways to go, though. So is it all just piano playing? I mean, he's got to go through all the supporters somehow, right? I think like this is very similar to like, was it Mandalorian game or Rolocracy, where it's like, I think it was like Mandalorian game where it was like a whole ton of backers. I like that. It's like well deserved. We're only on the G's on the left, the S's on the right. There's so many. I'm just trying to read through the names, see if I can, if there's any ones as much as like the Alex's. Thomas? Okay. Jack, a lot of Jacks. Jacob. James, a lot of James. Jay, okay. Jesse, a lot of Jesse. Over at the V's on the right. John, a lot of John, definitely a lot of John. Johnny, Jonathan. Variation of Johns, Joshua, Julian. Over at the K's. Y, Z's, we're at the Z's. Kevin's, a lot of Kevin's. Oh, we got some foreign ones too at the very end there, on the right. Finn. So it was.
Hey people.
Nope.
Seth here.
Nope. Yeah, but yeah, that was a. Yeah, what a lot. I'm surprised of how many models in that game have cake. That's wild. Like everywhere is like equal opportunity cake fest. Anyways, another good video by him. And like I said, I'll probably check out his older ones in relation to the Might and Magic, because I have not seen those before from him. So I did not know what I was expecting. So yeah, that story is wild. Like, how do we get from just your traditional, I guess, your traditional setting, right, into something more science fiction? Where there, like, to me, as someone that's vaguely, like, I've heard of the name of Might and Magic, but I didn't know there was like sci-fi elements into it. But maybe it was just that one. Maybe it's just that one, and the other ones are pure, your traditional stuff and not sci-fi. So I'll check them eventually. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.